All right, so on your quiz, the first half is going to be a little review of what we've done before. So it's just solving the systems. You can solve with substitution or elimination. So the first half is going to be two systems, two equations, two variables. So looking at number 1, what do you think the best way to solve this would be? Substitution or elimination? Elimination, because the y's cancel out right away. Nicole. Then we add everything together. So what's 9x minus 8x? X, just one x. And then what's negative 27 plus 23? Negative 4. So x is negative 4. We don't even have to solve it anymore. That's it. And then how do I find y? Plug it in. Does it matter which equation I plug it into? But just make sure you plug it into what? X. Well, you have to find y also. So I have to plug it into x since this is x equals. So do you want to plug it into the first or the second? All right. I heard first. So let's plug it into the first. So 9 times negative 4 minus y is equal to negative 27.
36.
Negative 36 minus y is equal to negative 27. Then what should I do?
Add 36 to both sides.
Add 36 to both sides. So negative y is equal to? Negative y is equal to 9. And then what do I have to do to solve for y? Divide both sides by negative 1. So y is equal to? Negative 9. And how do I write my answer? Negative 4 comma negative 9. All right, let's look at number 2. Should we solve with substitution or elimination? Elimination. Which variable is going to cancel out? The y's. Cancel. It should be 52. All right, so let me add them together. So it's 6x minus 8x. Negative 2x. And negative 7 plus 9 is 2. Then what should I do? Divide both sides by negative 2. So x is equal to? Negative 1. How do I find y? Plug it in to what? Plug it into x. First or second? All right, let's plug it into the first. So 6 times negative 1 minus y is equal to negative 7. So negative 6 minus y is equal to negative 7. Then what do I do? Add 6. So negative y is equal to? Negative 1. And what's y equal to? So divide by negative 1. Y equals positive 1. So how do I write my answer? Negative 1 comma 1. All right, let's look at number 3.
I need one more line.
All right, so here we can solve with substitution or elimination. Which one do you think's better? I would say elimination, just because it's easier to eliminate than we don't have like an x all by itself or a y all by itself here. Yeah, you can choose.
Multiply negative 3 times 2.
Awesome. So we want to multiply everything in our first equation times 2. So this becomes negative 6x. What's 10y times 2? 20y. And negative 24 times 2? Negative 48. So my new first equation is now this one. Will my x's cancel out now? Yep, so I can go ahead and add everything together because those cancel. So it's negative 4y plus 20y. 16y equals negative 48. Then what should I do? Divide 16. What's negative 48 divided by 16? Negative 3. Awesome. So y is negative 3. How do I find x? Plug it in. Do you want to plug it into the first or the second? Sure, let's plug it into the second. Just make sure you plug it in for y. So I have 6x minus 4 times negative 3 is equal to 0. What should I do first to solve? 6x plus 12 equals 0. Then what should I do?
Subtract 12 from both sides.
Subtract 12. So 6x is equal to negative 12.
Divide both sides by 6.
Divide both sides by 6. So x is equal to
Negative 2.
negative 2. How should I write my answer?
Negative 2, comma,
Negative 2, comma, negative 3. Any questions there? Awesome. Okay, let's look at number 4. Do you want to solve with substitution or elimination? Elimination. Will one of our variables eliminate right away? No. So what do I have to do to get them to eliminate? Times which one by 3? The bottom. So times 3, times 3, times 3. What's negative 6x times 3? Negative 18x. What's negative 3y times 3? Negative 9y. And 12 times 3? 36. I'm just going to rewrite my first equation down below it to help me add. So 10x plus 9y is equal to 12. So these are my new two equations. Will my y's cancel out? Yep. So then I just add everything else together. So it's 8x, or negative 18x plus 10x. Negative 8x. And then what's 36 plus 12? 48. Then what should I do? Divide negative 8. So x is equal to? Negative 6. Am I done?
No.
What do I have to do next? Plug it into x to find y. So should I plug it into the first or the second? I'm going to plug it into the second just because the numbers are a little bit smaller. It doesn't matter though. You'll get the same answer no matter which one you plug it into. Yes. So negative 6 times negative 6 minus 3y is equal to 12. What should I do first?
Multiply.
So what's negative 6 times negative 6? 36 minus 3y is equal to 12. What's next?
Subtract 36 from both sides.
Subtract 36 from both sides. So negative 3y is equal to negative 24. And then divide by negative 3. So it's negative 24 divided by negative 3. 8. And how do I write my answer?
Negative 6, comma, 8.
Negative 6, comma 8. We have 3 equations with 3 variables. We always want to pick the one where your variable has the same number. Well, your variable has the same number in front of it. That way, we'll get them to cancel. So number 5, which one do you want to eliminate first? X, Y, or Z? Y. That works. This one, it just so happens that Z also has the same number in front. It's 5Z, negative 5Z, negative 5Z. So eliminating the Z's could have worked too. But we're going to pick Y and we have to stick with Y. So remember, you want a negative Y and a positive Y to get them to cancel. So which 2 equations should I work with? This one. So which 2 equations do I want to work with first? 1 and 3. Perfect. Because if I have negative y and positive y, those will cancel. So I want to work with 1 and 3 first. So I have negative 4x minus y plus 5z is equal to 5. And then negative x plus y minus 5z is equal to negative 15. So I'm going to add these 2 together. Will my y's cancel out? Yep, that's my goal, is to get them to cancel. So then add everything else together. So what's negative 4x minus x? Negative 5x. And what's 5z minus 5z? 0. They cancel out too. So we just kind of got lucky here because it cancels out also. And then what's 5 minus 15? Negative 10. Here I only have one variable, so can I solve for x? Yeah. What do I have to do to solve for x?
Divide both sides by -5.
Awesome. Divide both sides by -5. So what's x equal to?
2.
2. So x is equal to 2. That's one answer. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I just did where I picked two equations and added them together, but I have to pick not the same two equations again. So if I picked 1 and 3, what's another pair of equations that I can pick? And I'm still working to cancel out the y's. 2 and 3, awesome, because I have a negative y and a positive y, so those will cancel, which is my goal. So I picked 2 and 3. So 4x minus y minus 5z is equal to negative 9. And negative x plus y minus 5z is equal to negative 15. So are my y's going to cancel here? Yeah, that's my goal. Perfect. So what's 4x minus x? 3x. And what's negative 5z minus 5z? Negative 10z. And then negative 9 minus 15? Awesome. They're both negative, so you just add the numbers together and it stays negative. So negative 24. So here, I have an equation with two variables. Do I know what one of those variables are? I know x is 2, so what can I do to find z? Plug it in. So I'm going to plug in 2 into x. So it's kind of like a puzzle, but you can't go 2 steps ahead. You have to find one piece at a time, and then if you have one answer, you can plug it into an equation with 2 variables. If you have 2 answers, you can plug it into an equation with 3 variables. So you can only solve for one variable at a time. So we're going to plug in 2 into x. So 3 times 2 minus 10z is equal to negative 24. What should I do first to solve? So 6 minus 10z is equal to negative 24. Then what do I do? Minus 6. So negative 10z is equal to, what's negative 24 minus 6? Negative 30. And then what's next? Divide by negative 10. So what's negative 30 divided by negative 10? 3. So here I have x and I have z. How can I find y? Plug it into what? One of the original equations. So once you have 2 answers, you can plug it into an equation with 3 variables. So that's one of the first 3. We can plug it into any one of the first 3 we want. Just make sure you plug it into x and you plug it into z, because we're trying to find y. So which one do you want to plug it into? It doesn't matter. Pick any one of the 3. The last one? Sure. So we are going to plug it into 3. So plug in x, so negative 2 plus y minus 5 times 3 is equal to negative 15. And then we just solve it just like we did before. So what do I have to do first to solve for y? Negative 5 times 3, which is? Negative 15. What do I do next? Do what? Combine like terms. So I have y minus 17 is equal to negative 15. All we did was plug in our 2 variables and solve. So we're just solving here. So I just multiplied these 2 first, got this, and then combine your like terms and got this. And then what should I do to solve for y? Plus 17. So what's negative 15 plus 17? 2. So now that I have my x, y, and z, how do I write my answer?
2, 2, 3.
Awesome. All right, let's take a look at number 6. Which variable do you think would be easiest to cancel out? Y's. Because y's have 3y, negative 3y, and positive 3y. So right off the bat, they're going to cancel. I can only do 2 at a time, so which 2 do you want to work with first? 2 and 3? All right, those work, because if we combine 2 and 3, the y's will cancel, because we have a negative and a positive, so perfect. So 2 and 3. So I have negative x minus 3y plus 4z is equal to negative 4. And negative 5x plus 3y minus 4z is equal to 4. Will my y's cancel out right away? Yep, that's why I picked these two, so they cancel. So negative x minus 5x, negative 6x. What happens to the z's? They cancel out too, so we got lucky here. So they cancel. And what's negative 4 plus 4? 0. Can I continue to solve for x? Yeah, because it's only one variable. How do I solve for x? Divide both sides by negative 6. So what's x equal to? 0. So that's one answer. Now I have to do the same thing, but just pick 2 different equations. Yeah, 1 and 2 works because the y's will cancel. So perfect. So I'm going to pick 1 and 2. So I have x plus 3y. This should be minus 5, right? Yeah. Minus 5z is equal to 8. And then 2 is negative x minus 3y plus 4z is equal to negative 4. So do my y's cancel? Perfect. That's the goal. What's x minus x? It cancels. It's 0. What's negative 5z plus 4z? Negative z. And 8 minus 4? 4. Can I solve for z from here? What do I have to do? Divide both sides by negative 1. So what's z equal to? Negative 4. So now I have x and I have z. How can I find y? Plug it into one of the original equations. Which one do you want to plug it into? I'm going to plug it into the first. It doesn't matter. I think the first kind of looks easier, but whatever you want to do. So x is 0 plus 3y. We don't know what y is yet. Minus 5z. And what's z? Negative 4 is equal to 8. X is equal to 0. Because we had 0 divided by negative 6, which is 0. All right, so from here, I'm just solving. What do I need to do first to solve for y? And what's negative 5 times negative 4? 20. So 3y plus 20 is equal to 8. I just got rid of the 0 because it's just 0. What should I do next? Minus 20, minus 20. So 3y is equal to negative 12. And then what should I do? Divide both sides by 3. So what's y equal to? Negative 4. How do I write my answer?
0, negative 4, negative 4.
Awesome. X, Y, Z. So for number 7, it gave us z is equal to negative 4. So which equation do I have to plug that into? The first one, because that one has 2 variables. So I'm plugging it into z. So I have x is equal to negative 5 times negative 4 minus 15. What should I do next? Multiply, so 20 minus 15. So what's x equal to? 5. So now I have 2 variables. How do I find y? Plug it into x. So I plug z into z and plug x into x. So I have y is equal to 6 times 5 plus 2 times negative 4 minus 18. What do I need to do first to solve? Awesome. So I multiply, so y equals 30 minus 8 minus 18. What should I do next? Combine like terms. So which one should I subtract first? I'm going to do 30 minus 8, because when it's all addition and all subtraction, just go from left to right. So what's 30 minus 8? 22. And what's 22 minus 18? 4. So y equals 4. Do I have all my answers now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got x, y, and z. So how do I write my answer?
X, comma 4, comma negative 4.
5, comma 4, comma negative 4. All right, let's look at number 8. What should I do first?
Plug in y.
Plug in y. Because I have y is equal to 0, so I take the one with one variable, plug it into the one with two variables. So I have negative 0 minus 2z is equal to negative 12.
Add 0 on both sides.
Which 0 is just 0. So negative 2z is equal to negative 12. Then what should I do?
Divide both sides by negative 2.
Divide both sides by negative 2. So negative 12 divided by negative 2 is what?
6.
6. So I have y now, and I have z. How do I find x?
Plug in y and z.
Plug in the y into the third equation and plug in the z to the third equation. So I have 0 is equal to x plus 5 times 6 minus 25. Then I just solve.
So 0 equals x plus 30 minus 25.
Yep. Then what should I do?
Subtract.
So combine like terms first. So what's 30 minus 25? 5. And then what should I do? Subtract 5 on both sides. So negative 5 is equal to x. How do I write my answer?
Negative 5, 0, 6.
Awesome. Negative 5, 0, 6.